Hi everyone, Karen and I are so excited to lead this training called How to Lose Belly Fat Fast.
Yes.
As you're joining this training, please comment below, tell us where you're calling in from and the worst diet you have ever tried.
I can't wait to read these.
Again, as you are joining this training, please comment below, tell us where you're calling in from and the worst diet you have ever tried. So, Miss Karen,
yes,
please tell our audience the worst diet you have ever tried.
As a registered dietitian, it is embarrassing that I'm like, let me pull out the Rolodex of bad diets to pick out the worst one. But for me, it had to be the 3-day Hollywood diet.
Ooh,
yes, it came to
more.
me in a little box, and you did it on a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. And basically, it was maple syrup and water with a little bit of cayenne pepper. Yeah.
What?
So, yes,
Oh,
I made it
goodness.
through. This was a while ago. We don't need to go into exact years, but it was some time ago. I think I made it through partway through Saturday, and I was just like, I'm done. I'm
This
I'm
is
good.
horrible.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am suffering.
Yes,
It
yes.
is torture. We do not endorse the Hollywood 3-day
Yes,
diet,
we
by the
don't.
way.
We
Please
don't.
do not Google that
Yes.
and go purchase
Yes,
it because
yeah.
we're going to give you the real
It probably
answers.
doesn't even exist anymore, but
Hopefully
don't
not.
bother. Yes. What
Oh
about
my
you?
goodness.
What's the worst diet?
Okay, so the worst diet I have ever tried was actually a grapefruit and bacon diet.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So my
really
mother brought many diets to the house when I was growing up, and this particular diet left me feeling hungry.
Yeah.
Hangry, I suppose would be a better term. Yes, it was literally grapefruit and bacon. The bacon was definitely enjoyable.
Yeah.
But man, that was interesting. And my
How
mom
many
jokes.
days did you do it?
You know, I don't remember how many days I actually survived that, but my mom will joke because she'll say, you know, I'd go over to a friend's house and I'd be eating all of the food in their kitchen because I was like so hungry.
Yeah.
And my friend's parents would be like, are you being fed at your house?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
are your parents providing you food? I'm like, no, we're on a grapefruit and bacon diet, so give me all your food.
I'm just going to take a break while I'm here at your home. Yes.
Goodness, yes.
We can't wait to read what your worst diets have been. So put them in the comments.
Yes.
No judgment, no shame. I think all of us have tried something,
Yes.
or 3 or 4
Or 10
Yes.
or 12, yes,
to try and get better energy, you know, to try and lose that belly fat. Yes. To
Yeah.
improve the way that we look and feel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Karen and I are going to share the secrets with you to burning the belly fat once and for all. But listen, we can relate with you, okay? We have tried these different diets. We have been fluffier than we are now. Even 10 years ago, I was much rounder and fluffier. I was trying my very best to burn the belly fat, but unfortunately, I was eating those 100-calorie packs. I was having the General Mills cereal. I was doing things that I thought were right, but they weren't giving me the results.
Absolutely.
I was eating only 1,200 calories a day, counting those calories. I was going to the gym and hopping on an elliptical for an hour or even 2 at a time, and I wasn't seeing the results in my midsection that I was hoping for. We can relate.
Yes.
We are now going to share with you what we have learned over 10 years, even longer in this industry. And it's important to mention that we've had 200,000 clients now going through the Fast Away to Fat Loss program, incorporating the different strategies that we're going to share with you today. So without further ado, let's dive in. If you are ready to lose some belly fat fast, listen up. We are so thrilled to share these strategies with you. This is for mothers, grandmothers, 20-somethings, 50-somethings. If you're listening and you're hoping to lose the weight, this is for you. Let's talk about our very first strategy to lose belly fat. It is intermittent fasting.
Yes.
That sounds scary. What the heck is intermittent fasting, Miss Karen?
It can sound scary because it sounds like you're starving yourself.
Yes.
And it is the opposite of that. Intermittent fasting is not a diet.
Right.
We cannot say it enough. Intermittent fasting is a schedule for eating. You are either not eating or eating. So you're either in a fed state or a fasted state. When you're sleeping, generally for most of us, we're not eating. And so that's your fasted state. So all of us practice intermittent fasting, we just don't realize it.
Yes.
But the power of intermittent fasting is that it allows our body to rest, and it allows our bodies to pull from that stubborn fat, that fat that we just can't seem to get rid of. There are other health benefits like helping to regulate your glucose and insulin levels, but really it is to help with your fat loss.
Yes.
And when we are told on a regular and consistent basis, and I did this too, I told my clients, eat 6 meals a day, and breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I have learned so much since really becoming part of the Faster Way community as a client myself. And even as a registered dietitian, being able to learn these new science, evidence-based techniques.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Kareen, intermittent fasting is an intimidating subject. Many of us have been told by our doctors, our trainers, and our nutritionists to wake up, immediately eat, actually continue eating throughout the day to keep our metabolism going. And that's what I was told. Embarrassingly, when I was first training clients in the gym 15 years ago, I was personally waking up and eating mini wheats.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I used to feel guilty because sometimes I wasn't hungry, but I would force myself to eat because breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So I was grabbing those 100-calorie packs as well and just eating them on the go.
Yeah. And so if you're listening and you say, okay, what you're telling me, Amanda and Kareen, is completely opposite from what I've heard. Listen, we understand how crazy this concept might feel, but we have now tested this concept, implemented this concept in our own lives, and worked with over 200,000 clients who have also successfully implemented intermittent fasting. We've seen the benefits, and we're so excited to tell you more about intermittent fasting as we go through this training, in addition to some of the other strategies that we feel are necessary if you're hoping to burn the belly fat fast and in a sustainable way. So let's talk about the next strategy that we feel is really important if you're hoping to lose the weight. It is tracking macronutrients instead of counting calories.
Yes.
Tracking macronutrients instead of counting calories. Kareen, what are macronutrients?
We're just coming at you with all of the terms. And again, even as a registered dietitian, the switching my brain from calorie counting to macro tracking was overwhelming, but it is actually incredibly simple once you have the guidance to help you along the way. But macronutrients, or macros, are your carbohydrates, your proteins, and your fats. Basically all of the main nutrients that you need to sustain your body, to sustain living. And that is what helps you balance out your hormones, balance out your body's function so that your body feels free to release the belly fat, to release your body fat. And so that's what I mentioned with intermittent fasting. We're not starving ourselves. We still want you to eat during the time when you're eating. We want you to eat enough, but we want you to eat enough of the right foods. Yes.
We tell our clients that it is vital to eat the right macros and nutrients at the right time for the right reasons. That's what we do in the Fast Way to Fat Loss. Carbs, fats, and proteins are so vital. We cannot eliminate an entire macronutrient group and expect to be successful. If you have heard that you should eliminate carbohydrates or eliminate fat, listen, you will not be successful long-term with your lifestyle. Tracking our macronutrients is so key because we're able to see that we're having enough, not too much of particular macronutrients. When I was initially training clients, as I keep referencing, I subscribed to the thought that I could literally multiply my weight times 11, and that would equal the amount of calories that I should have. Yes, this was being preached in and by a popular weight loss show at the time. So there was a very popular weight loss show on TV, and one of the trainers said, you can take your weight and multiply it times 11, and that's how many calories you should have. Well, at the time I was like $110, so I'm taking like 110 times 11, and I'm like somehow surviving on, I don't know, 1,300 calories a day. And you know, it was miserable. I was exhausted. This is even while I am working as a web marketing specialist full-time in an office and then training clients during lunch, in the evenings, on the weekends. I was expending a lot of energy throughout the day, and somehow only having 1,300 calories But I was fluffy, I was rounder, and now I know that it's important to eat enough of the right macros. I probably have closer to, 2,500 calories now.
Yes,
I am breastfeeding, by the way. She watches me eat here in the office. She knows I do have a hollow leg, but I eat quite a bit. But it's really important that we understand what our body needs in order to fuel our lives properly.
Yes, absolutely. So when I was tracking or counting calories, which again was very much the advice,
Yes.
I would eat and I would see those little circles off to the side, but I would ignore them. But I was eating almost all carbohydrates. I was not very focused on protein, not very focused on fat. I just wanted to reach that magical number, and that was it. But my body never changed.
Yeah.
What changed is I got tired. I got very fatigued. I was hangry as well, but I never saw the results until I started focusing on macronutrients, eating them in balance. And then, as I said, then my body was like, all right, we're cooking now. We are actually, combined with intermittent fasting, that is revving up our metabolism. And that is when I started seeing the results, long-term sustainable results.
Yeah, yeah. So we hear that abs are made in the kitchen. I've always wondered where in the kitchen I can find those abs, okay? I'm looking in the cupboards. 10 years ago, looking in the cupboards for those abs, haven't found them.
Absolutely. Well, they're not in your Diet Coke. I will tell you that.
Yeah, which is a perfect transition. Thank you for saying that. So intermittent fasting is key.
Yeah.
Tracking your macronutrients versus calories is key. But also removing processed foods, trans fat, and alcohol is key. So very quickly, Karen, speak with us about Diet Coke and some of the other foods that we need to eliminate if we're hoping to shed the belly fat once and for all.
Yeah, in the faster way, we focus on whole foods.
Yes.
So we say if it came from the ground or has a mother, it is fair game to eat. We want to eliminate those processed foods. Again, we are not a program also of deprivation, but really understanding with intention what we are putting and fueling our bodies with. So on a regular and consistent basis, if you are having those Diet Cokes or drinking those alcohol drinks or those 100-calorie packs, they are not filling your body up with the right nutrients. So when you've got those beverages that may say 0 carbs or 0 calorie, what they're doing is filling you up and not having enough place in your diet or in what you eat every day for the foods that actually will make a difference. And then there's alcohol. I know this is a touchy subject.
It's a touchy subject,
is.
and frankly, we could do an entire training on alcohol and how it negatively impacts fat loss. We could do an entire training on Diet Coke. We could do an entire training on so many different subjects. But again, it's not your fault. You know, it's very confusing to be a consumer in the United States of America, or really any place in the world right now, because these big companies are telling you that Diet Coke is okay.
Yes.
It's got 0 calories.
Yes.
That's what we're hearing.
0 carbs, 0 calories.
Yeah.
It must be good for you.
I just was doing FaceTime with my parents over the weekend, and I saw that my dad had a Diet Coke sitting at his place at the dinner table. And, you know, it's hard when it's family. I want to say things, but I try to, keep my mouth shut. But Diet Coke, the 100-calorie packs, the lean cuisine, the Hot Pockets. Literally at work, I used to have a Hot Pocket for lunch. I'd have Wheat Thins for a snack. I'd have string cheese because it was low calorie. I'd have low-fat yogurt. I mean, this is the reality of what I used to do. No wonder that I was rounder and that I was fluffier and that I couldn't quite shed the belly fat. And also, different foods that are full of gluten, are going to impact you from an inflammation standpoint. In the faster way to fat loss, specifically, we eliminate gluten and dairy, which can sound very, very overwhelming and difficult to do, but we guide our clients through the process of eliminating those foods. But yeah, Karen, it's so sad to me because I now know that focusing on whole foods is absolutely the key, but I put myself in the shoes of someone listening or a client of mine from 15 years ago, and I was confused too, as a wellness professional.
There's just a lot. There's a lot of noise, and as you said, it's complicated by the big companies who want to earn those profits, make sure that they still have people buying their products, and so there is a lot of confusion in the marketplace, but it is actually simple. the strategies, what we are talking about. Again, once you've got that coach guiding you through, these strategies are doable. I loved cheese. And so when I first started the fast, I was like, I don't know if I could give it up. But let me tell you, my energy, you don't realize until you take it out of your diet how much it is impacting you in a negative way. And so that is one of the biggest changes I made, was really eliminating that dairy. And I was breastfeeding at the time when I started Faster Way, and my baby's skin cleared up, her digestive system also improved. So there were just so many benefits. So again, just give it a try. Stepping out, we know in the comments, we've seen all of the things you've tried. So eliminating dairy and gluten isn't the most radical thing, that you're gonna try for sure to help you reduce that belly fat.
All right, so intermittent fasting is an important component of success as you look to shed the belly fat. Tracking your macronutrients instead of your calories is also vital. We're looking to eliminate processed foods. One of the other strategies that we incorporate into the Fast Way to Fat Loss program is carb cycling. What does this mean? Are we on a bike and juggling some potatoes? What is carb cycling, Karen? Sounds complicated.
It does sound a little complicated.
It does.
But thankfully there's no juggling involved while riding a bike. Instead of eliminating an entire food group, because carbohydrates they're the bad guys.
They're the bad guys. They've been vilified. Carbs are bad.
Yeah, carbs are bad. We do not eliminate carbohydrates.
Thank literally God.
We see the benefit of carbohydrates for your energy, for getting the toned body, because people don't just want to lose belly fat, they want to look strong. Yes. And so carbohydrates are key for that. What we do though is the right amount at the right time. So cycling in the amount. So some days we eat a little bit more carbohydrates, which are our happy days. Some days we eat a little less, which are also happy days, because we know we are working strategically to help our bodies learn how to burn, again, that deep fat that we're looking for.
Yes. Low carb macro days are not my favorite. Here at the Fast Way to Fat Loss.
Also in the office, we know that.
Yes. Usually by day 2, I'm a little hangry. But we are very strategic in the Fast Way to Fat Loss. We have a particular food cycle that incorporates carb cycling. We pair that food cycle with effective 30-minute workouts, which we'll get into a little bit. But instead of saying, okay, I'm just going to eat low calorie, low carb, or low fat, and then go to the gym and kind of hop on the treadmill or the elliptical without much of a plan, we are very, very strategic and intentional in the Fast Way to Fat Loss. We pair our food log with these workouts. So let's talk about the final element that we want to discuss today to burn the belly fat. It is engaging in high intensity interval training and strength training throughout the week instead of long form cardio.
Can we get a hallelujah and an amen?
Hallelujah.
When I learned that I didn't have to be on the treadmill for 60 minutes or 90 minutes, literally, before having children, I would spend up to 2 hours on an elliptical or on the treadmill, walking, running.
And then if I ate a cookie, I would tack on an additional 30 minutes because I felt like I had to now burn more calories since I ate more calories.
Yes, but again, not seeing the results. Like that's the one thing, it's not seeing the results.
Yes.
And so HIIT workouts, again, combined with our food log and knowing when to incorporate higher carbohydrate days, lower carbohydrate days, those HIIT workouts are incredibly effective for helping to get into those deeper fat stores and burn that fat.
Yes, because so often we are simply burning off glycogen, which means carbohydrates. So when you consume carbohydrates, your body transitions that into glucose, stores it as glycogen in your muscles, which is the first fuel source that you use when you're in motion. Well, literally 10 years ago, all I was ever doing is burning off glycogen. I was a sugar burner. In the Fast Way to Fat Loss, we do intermittent fasting paired with some lower carb days, and then we do a high intensity interval workout, which means that I'm able to deplete my glycogen stores and burn fat fat or triglycerides for fuel, I can literally feel the fat melting off when we do our low carb macro days.
Absolutely.
And then when we do our higher carb days, which is so important, we hit it hard in the gym or at home through our at-home workouts with strength training. And really, there's not many times that we're asking people to do cardio, and specifically long-form cardio. You know, 10 years ago, you probably are in the same boat, training for a half marathon, doing the elliptical, doing the treadmill. How about on this mimic? Very rarely was I doing strength training, and even when I was, it was more like the circuit, you know, just like the Nautilus machines, not necessarily lifting heavy with a plan. But we are so strategic. Our programming is incredible in Fast Way to Fat Loss, both at home and gym workouts. And our clients say, I am seeing body composition changes for the first time ever, and I'm 55. I'm 60, I'm 45, I'm finally building muscle at 35, you know, whatever the case may be. So it's really, really exciting when we hear those testimonials from our clients.
Absolutely, it is. That's the part, that it's that combination of the food log and the workouts that really get me excited during the week, because there's always something, like, I do enjoy that every day I'm working towards this goal of intermittent fasting, getting in my workout, tracking my macros, and again, as you said, seeing the results in body composition change. I don't simply want to just lose fat just for the sake of losing fat. I want to be stronger. I want to be more energetic. And we know that you are dying for that as well, that you have been frustrated by all of the confusion in the marketplace, all of the noise. But we're here to tell you there is a solution. And as Amanda said, we have tried it over hundreds of thousands of people who are just like you.
Yeah, listen, if you are discouraged, if you are joining this call and saying, Amanda, I have tried 10 different diets. I had to think in terms of what was the least favorite, but I didn't like any of them because I felt like I had to suffer in order to lose weight. I have the muffin top. I do have an additional 20 pounds, 50 pounds to lose, and I've been frustrated. My energy is low, whatever the case may be. There is hope for you. Karen and I are here to tell you that we understand. Okay, we've been there, done that, got the t-shirt literally and figuratively with some of these diets. Okay, but we have now cracked the code. We have worked with over 200,000 clients through the Fast Way to Fat Loss. There is hope for you. We are here for you. We are bringing integrity back into the fitness and nutrition industry, which is a very confusing industry, very interesting concepts that people are propagating via this industry. We want to give you the answers. We want to walk alongside you and guide you. We do have a round of the Fast Way to Fat Loss starting on Monday, and we'd love to have you there.
Yes. Once you register, then you will immediately gain access to our incredible app. You'll have a coach assigned to you who will help you determine your goals, figure out your macros. We don't just have you join the Faster Way to Fat Loss and walk away. We are here with you every single step of your journey.
We cannot wait to watch you thrive in the Fast Way to Fat Loss. What the heck are you waiting for? Go to fastwaytofatloss.com. It is a substantial investment, okay? We're not going to water that down. We understand that $200 is quite a bit of money, especially, you know, 10 years ago, $200 for me was a leap of faith. I had to consult with my spouse. I had to really consider it. It was a leap of faith, but here at the Faster Way, we say, listen, you will never again have to invest in a fad or a diet or an expensive program. We are going to guide you. We're going to give you those answers to a healthy and sustainable lifestyle. We firmly believe that the Faster Way to Fat Loss is the very best way to burn belly fat fast. And we cannot wait to see you there. We'll see you guys on Monday. Bye, everyone.
Bye.